And then the frontal sinus is in the frontal bone, so it's the top sinus. The parietal bones are behind the frontal bone, and they're connected at the middle by the sagittal suture. Behind the parietal bones is the occipital bone, which goes all the way around the foramen magnum, occipital bone. The suture that connects it to the parietal bones is called the lambdoid suture. The external occipital protuberance is the bump kind of right in the middle of this area of the occipital bone. The occipital condyles surround the foramen magnum, where the brainstem comes out of the brain. And the occipital condyles articulate with the atlas of the spine. The temporal bone is the bone on the side, on either side. The squamous suture connects the temporal bone to the parietal bone above it. And the flat part of the bone right below that, where your ear connects, is the squamous part, which just means flat part. The mastoid process is this rounded bump that sticks down right behind your earlobe. You can feel it on your own body. Styloid process is the narrow projection just in front of that. The zygomatic process is this projection reaching out toward the zygomatic bone of the face. The external acoustic meatus, or external auditory canal, is this large hole where you would put a Q-tip covered in tissue, your ear hole. Looking inside the skull from the top, the petrous part is this Rocky Mountain ridge that has a cliff on one side of it. In the face of the cliff, there's an indentation or a small hole, depending on the skull model you have, that is the internal acoustic meatus, or internal auditory canal, which should line up with the external auditory canal. There's a hole at the bottom of the cliff that goes through and might be shaped like a kidney bean. That's the jugular foramen. If I put the stick through, I can look at the jugular foramen from the other side.